We know it's raining, but you know what? We're letting our light shine. So joining us today, I've been getting, okay, let me be candid and let me put y'all on blast. Some of you have been asking, and some of you being women have said, I want some eye candy on this show. I'm like, what's eye candy? I want candy. No. Okay, we're going to have issues tonight, okay? We're going to have issues. So, I don't know why he's laughing, but anyway, I was asked to bring eye candy on the show because we want to show plant-based veganism, people who are healthy and they look healthy, not emaciated, because I had some emails talking about that. So ladies, without further ado, this man does not need any introduction because you know what, he's not a trip, he's a journey before the show starts, okay? A journey. So you see what kind of show this is going to be, okay? So let me stop doing the Italian hands right now. So without further ado, the Women Worthy Show, we are honored, we are so pleased to have the one, the only, Mr., excuse me, Dr. Muhammad. Whatever. And he's dubbed himself the sexy vegan, correct?
Yes.
The sexy vegan. Now notice I said he dubbed himself. I didn't say you guys dubbed him the sexy vegan. So without further ado, no, all fun and jokes aside, I really want to thank you for being on this show. The weather is horrific outside. Okay, look y'all, I know y'all got a lot of comments, but I need to give him some zingers, okay? Okay, what's the first comment and who's it by?
From Lady Love, she said, Lady tuned in with a little kiss emoji.
Lady two.
Lady tuned in.
Ooh, yes, thank you, thank you. Now, do y'all, he says he's eye candy, so I'm just running a poll going on.
I said I like candy.
Yeah, he said he's eye candy. This is what I did, 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 this is what I did. I put something out on social media saying, if you think you're eye candy and you're plant-based and vegan, I want you to respond. This is the first response I got. No, I'm just joking. Dr. Muhammad, you know, all fun and jokes aside, I love, you know, our banter, but I want to say I'm very proud of you. You're a marriage therapist. You're all about, you know, people eating right. You're someone that I can look up to, and all those out there can look up to. So I want to ask you, how did you get into the plant-based lifestyle, the vegan lifestyle?
Okay, first let me go back to that whole sexy thing. You know, you can't get started there.
Okay.
The whole purpose of the concept of sexy. Sex is another word for confidence.
Right.
And based off studies, people who eat healthy have healthier levels of self-confidence.
Right.
So there's a direct correlation between people who eat unhealthy and their self-esteem. A lot of times, like for example, you're not going to find any mass murderers vegan.
That's true.
So you're not going to find people just walking around just upset all day and they're eating healthy. Because there's something about eating healthy that your body, more so your mind responds to. It's like, because it's organic.
Right.
It's pure, so your body doesn't have to fight against it. So for me, being vegan, we have to make the distinction between vegan and plant-based.
Yes.
Right. So, because there's a lot of confusion, even though they're brothers and sisters.
Right.
And there's some people who are plant-based, like, well, I'm more than vegan. I'm plant-based. And I give a perfect example. Like anything that's plant-based means it derives from a plant. Vegan, for example, Oreo cookies are vegan, but they're not plant-based.
They're asking, can you please speak louder?
Okay. They are, for example, Oreo cookies are vegan, but they're not plant-based. So I'm vegan, I'm not plant-based, so I do eat things that are not necessarily from a plant, but they are vegan. And because it's interesting when things didn't have a label to it, it was like, oh, I'm a vegetarian. It was just cool to be vegetarian.
Right.
And it wasn't a big deal, but now that vegan is the catchphrase, everybody's so particular about, well, what does this mean? And, you know, and so it's just important that because we live in such a title-driven society now, that when you call it, like I know people say, well, I'm vegan, but I just eat eggs. No, that means you're not vegan. That means you're, I think it's an ovo-vegetarian. Yeah, so it's like, you gotta be able to classify, and there's like 9 different levels. And I always tell people, if you don't know what you are, just call yourself a flexitarian.
Right. I like that. Yes, I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Call yourself a flexitarian. That way, this means you're flexible. You know, and as opposed to attaching yourself to something you can't live at, like say, well, I'm vegan, but my friends allow me some salmon. you know.
Right.
Then somebody take a picture, I thought you said you was vegan. Well, I just had the salmon day, but that means you're not vegan. So yeah, that in a nutshell is me, and it started almost 26 years ago. And,
for you?
Yes, for me,
Okay,
yes,
your journey.
being vegan, and it was, I don't know, I'm not gonna say it was difficult, but it wasn't easy.
Right.
So, because I made up my mind, I wanted to, because I saw so many people around me in my family dying from heart disease, high cholesterol, brain aneurysm, my younger brother passed away, cancer, diabetes, and the list goes on. And what I did some research. I'm very big on research. And like I would encourage your viewers today, don't listen to what I'm saying, go do your own research. Go research. Not a fan of Ronald Reagan, but he said something that stuck with me as a kid. Trust but verify.
Right.
I trust what you said, but let me verify it's the truth. So for me, just saying a healthier lifestyle, you mean eating it, because I want to live long. Like, it did me a great justice last October turning 50. And people like, you're 50? And I did a photo shoot, and then, with my shirt off, I was like, this is what 50 looks like, because people just assume, well, 50 looks a certain way.
Right.
Vegan looks a certain way. But this is what a 50-year-old vegan, 6'3", 210, this is what it looked like. You know, you don't have to be,
Right.
like looking like you're deprived to be vegan. So the lifestyle is amazing, and it's a lifestyle. And the reason why is one sexy vegan, or eat healthy, live sexy, I should say, because people understand it's all about your confidence. And making that transition into veganism is a psychological, it's a mental transition more so than a physical transition or a nutritional transition, because it's a lifestyle. And you gotta be able to say, I can do that and make that transition without, you gotta make it here first. Because if not, guess what? Why are you eating that?
Right.
That don't look good. Think about it. For example, if you have a week of just eating healthy, say you eat salad, your girlfriend like, why you just eating salad? So it's not that they don't want you to eat healthy, it's just you make them look at themselves. That's where it gets interesting, people. For years, my friends and family called me carrot man, grass eater, bean man. Anything you can name what has something to do with a bean or a vegetable, I got called. And now, everyone's converted. All of my friends, slowly but surely, because they're looking at my numbers every year, because I post my annual physical. I post the numbers, they're like, damn, how in the hell you keep getting these numbers every year, and they're consistent, if not getting better? There's 3 components to this game. It's nutrition, it's fitness, and most importantly, happiness. Because I don't give a hoot how great you're eating, how much you're going to the gym. If you're not happy, stress will take you out the game.
Mindset.
Yes, you gotta be happy, people. Life is all about happiness, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so successful in my marriage therapy, as a marriage therapist and as a psychotherapist, because I'm always teaching people about self-happiness. Everything is about you being happy, and you never, ever sacrifice your happiness to make somebody else.
And I like you said that because I took a course and I'm now a happiness coach.
Okay.
But for me, I'm married 30 years.
Nice.
So, I'm all into the black love and just love as long as you, and I was raised where you have to be happy first, where most women, they are guilty. I just spoke with one of my girlfriends. She's guilty because when she leaves her child at home or she does stuff for herself, she feels guilty. So I'm trying to change that kind of mindset with women, that you come first. When the plane goes down, you know what I'm saying, you have to put the oxygen first. And for me, coming Jamaican and Cuban and coming from the ITIL stuff, the Rastafarians and stuff like that. So for me, I describe plant-based is basically, plant-based is a lifestyle, veganism is a movement. That's how I describe it, because I'm not into, if you're wearing leather, oh my God, wear leather.
Right.
And if you notice when you mention veganism sometimes, because I'm not against anyone, if you want to keto, whatever you want to do, that's great. But what I've noticed is when you mention plant-based, it goes down better with people, because they're still expecting vegan people to throw paint on their fur and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, because this is how I was raised from way back. So it's not, so I get it. And I'll share something with you, and I don't know if I shared it with you before. I decided with my girl behind to start eating chicken 2 years ago. And it got me in the hospital. I have pictures and everything, needles in my neck because they couldn't get my blood down. It was just ridiculous. So then I started getting inflammation, blowing up, because I'm in the hospital and they're giving me all this medication. So it was just ridiculous. So, and we all know inflammation and all that. So I'm working myself back to where I need to be. So my girl behind is now eating what I need to be eating. Because I want to try what this red velvet cake tastes like. You know, we need to be an older person to try all of that. But again, and that's what I'm trying to talk to people about, eating healthy. And I so agree with you, because I have people emailing me and calling me and asking me, you're so damn happy. Look, the minute I wake up 6 feet above ground, that's cause for me to be happy.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So I just live with that. I live with letting your light shine. So my question to you is, now if people want to contact you, do you do demos? What do you do? Do you have a cookbook? What do you have?
Okay, well,
let's talk about it.
Well, I want to go back to something you said about the extreme, some of the extreme vegans that's out there. I'm not that dude. Like, you know, I tell people, like, okay, let's just say the whole leather movement. That means you don't drive a car with leather, you don't have furniture at home with leather, you don't get on the airplane. That means that's a long list of things you gotta, remove yourself from. So again, be careful what you put out there. And again, I don't knock what nobody do. Let me live my life. If it's working for me, let me do me. Because what you eat don't make me. You know what I'm saying? So just give me mine. Let me have mine. So it's very important. But to your question, pose the question again, please.
The question I was asking, do you do demos? Is that the question? Do you do demos?
Yes.
Because I want people to know more about you, because you okay looking. So
I'm okay.
Right, you're okay.
Yeah, I give myself a 6.
Yeah.
Yes,
anyway,
6.
but you know what I like about you, and that's when I first spoke with you on the phone. We have this banter, and I like meeting people like that, because they're just genuinely happy. It's not the fake happy, and that's what I like. So I want people to know who is Dr. Muhammad. Let's go there. Who is Dr. Muhammad?
Well, if I had to define myself in one word, simple. Like, I really think that I'm just a simple guy. Because I just really enjoy life. You said something earlier about being 6 feet above. And my dad used to always tell me it's better to be 6 feet above than 6 feet under, because you can make change. So if something you don't like in your life, or something's not going right, if there's a challenge of some sort, you have the capacity, you have the know-it-all to change that course. But sometimes we get stuck and we stick ourselves, because mind you, happiness is natural, it's innate, it's who we are. These other things, sadness, depression, jealousy, these are all taught behaviors. So people gotta understand that when you get outside of your happy self, you step into that lane. Nobody's bringing it to you. You're making a conscious decision to open that door and say, come on in, sadness, come on in, stress, as opposed to shutting that door and say, not today. You can't get me today. You have the capacity to control your destiny. It's all about you. You're your own savior, period.
Now y'all see why I got him on the show? You know we only get great people on the show, and to see, and we created this platform, and let me, before we go any further, I created the Women Are Worthy platform because I got sick and tired of my interns telling me Beyonce's their role model, Jay-Z's their role model. It's okay, but we have people in the community doing the same things, and I call those people celebrities in the community that are doing the same thing, and I want not just the young kids, but older people to understand we are doing phenomenal things in the community. So we then said, this is not just a show for women, we're going to bring men on the show as well, because of all races, of all nationality, because we have people doing the doggone thing in the community, and we want to make sure that they have a platform out there. Now with this whole billion-dollar industry, because I remember growing up in New York, we would go to Chinatown to get soy milk from Chinatown, and the soy milk was so small, it was really good back then, but taking the train just to get some soy milk, okay? Now it's in every store, it's not authentic stuff, but, so it's amazing to me, because I'm never gonna judge people. If you wanna have your Morning Star, whether it's GMO or not, you're trying to make changes.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say you shouldn't go to this food truck. You're making changes. And I think once you see your body, you're eating healthier. I started with my interns because 2 of my interns, one was 12, one was 13. They were taking 2 high cholesterol medications. 2 at that age.
Wow.
One, when you looked at her physical body, you would think that. The other one, you had I call them the skinny fat on the inside. So I wanted to make sure that we were, communicating, and if I'm plant-based, I'm going to make sure when we're eating, we're going to eat something that's plant-based.
Absolutely.
So that's what I try to do with the interns. So since you told us you were simple, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. If the man in the White House said, you know what, Dr. Muhammad, I'm going to pass a bill because I can do anything that I want to do.
Right.
I'm going to pass a bill, but I want to know, since you're vegan, what bill? Two things I'm gonna give you 2 wishes.
Okay.
What 2 wishes? What? And he could grant them.
Yes.
What 2 things would you give him that you would like him to grant?
One, to have vegan lifestyle nutrition to be in every school system, because it has to start with the young people.
Right.
You know, so someone who's because nutritionists today, they're taught. You walk in. I just saw a nutritionist a couple months ago. And I was looking at her like she was looking like that. I'm like, how are you a nutritionist and you can't even walk the end of the block? So again, just someone who is a representation of what it is that we're trying to promote. What it is we're promoting, meaning healthy lifestyle. And people, you gotta understand that with veganism or with healthy eating, you gotta exercise. You can't just put anything in your body and not exercise, because again, that's the way you get, no matter how healthy your lifestyle is as far as eating, you gotta get rid of the impurities. The only way you get rid of the impurities is by sweating. Only way you sweat, 2 ways I know, sex and working out. You know what I'm saying? And sex doesn't generate that much sweat. It generate enough, but
I know what you're talking about, but yeah.
not enough sweat. It's like, oh God, I'm gonna pass out.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get down. Power to you. That's the first wish. The second wish is to deal with the elderly. Deal with the elderly and get them on a platform, because you know a lot of elderly who are dealing with issues that can't be cured based off putting the right foods in front of them. I don't care if it's diabetes, dementia, whatever it is that says, you know what, they got 15 different pills laid out every day. They have to take them. Let's get rid of those pills and start giving them proper foods. You can't say to someone who's suffering from high cholesterol, for example, and you say, well, just take these pills. You can go out and eat steak and eat whatever you want to eat, and, you know, but just take these pills. What are you saying? You're feeding the system, meaning the pharmaceutical system, the physicians, the insurance company. These people are getting fed, but what are you giving to yourself? My mom died from pancreatic cancer in 2012, and when I went to see her doctor, as just a personal visit, just to kind of see what the diagnosis was with my mom, there was a lady there, she was just upset with this particular doctor, and she was screaming, and I want you to up my dosage, and I was like, so I'm getting a little inquisitive, I said, she made a big noise. See, well, the challenge was, this woman had high blood pressure, and as you can physically see her, she was extremely overweight, and the doctor was telling her she had to change her diet. Her argument was, I'm not going to change my diet, you give me some pills that's going to make this go away. And I said to her, like, well, how do you deal with that? She's like, typically I just give them the pills, because the mindset is microwave versus the oven. Mm-hmm. People want quick fixes. Throw it in the microwave, bam, it's done in 2 minutes. As opposed to organically putting it in the oven, letting it go through its natural process, and the food tastes better, and it's better for you. Hence the word microwaves is coming in your food or your drink, which causes challenges for us here first. And that's what people need to understand and do the research. And I got spooked by microwaves back in the 80s when it says, you know, if you want to have a baby, you know, just stay away from the microwave.
Yeah, what it would do, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I was like, man, damn, like, wow, you know. So that kind of helped me, made me do the research. And just kind of lets you know what damage those microwaves can cause you. But you asked the question earlier, who is Dr. Tayyip Muhammad? I'll start being simple. I'm from the south side of Chicago. Chi-town. And Chicago has better pizza than New York. Just want to put that out there. And we dress better. I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm a fashion captain. I give you that.
I'm having a vapors right now, okay? Because he's about to get knocked down.
Right.
Go ahead.
And I'm talking about the vegan pizza, not the stuff about the quarter mil. But when I think about myself, I think again, someone who spends his whole life wanting to help people be better. My absolute favorite 2 people in the world coming up with my father and El Hajj Malik Shabazz, aka Malcolm X. I'm a huge fan of Brother Malcolm because of what he stood for.
Yes.
And people think that the nation converted him, but his father was heavy into the Garvey movement, his mom as well. Like he came from that cloth, he was cut from that cloth, and his destiny was, so for that young brother that died at 39, and he had so much to give, and he changed my trajectory in my life, just reading about him and saying like, I want to be like you when I grow up. And my dad was a very powerful man in my life too. So just seeing that I can be the example. And that's why I enjoy when I wear my shirt, Eat Healthy, Live Sexy. I'm the example. You won't be looking like, well, how do you wear that shirt if you're not the example? I love being the example. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of pressure being the example. Because the way we're cut, especially as black people, we'd rather cut you at the kneecap.
Oh, yeah.
Than help you and help you.
Uplift you.
Exactly. And it's sad, but it's the reality. As opposed to saying, you know what, hey, what can I do to help endorse you? And this is the reason why. We've been conditioned to enjoy sadness, not happiness. Give you a prime example. People would attend your funeral but won't come to your wedding.
That's true. That's true.
People would avoid your wedding at all costs. If they do come to your wedding, they're going to come there and complain about the food. They're going to find something that wasn't right with your day of happiness. That's your day.
Or coming to your funeral and complaining about something. And this is what I want people, you know, there's something. Will Smith was on Red Table Talk, and I loved his special with Jada. He was talking about how he's always fit, he's always in shape, you know, for the movies and things like that. And he said, I think he said Willow and Jada was calling him, I think, Punch Button or something, because he let himself just get away, you know, just allow that. So he said what happened was, Will, I don't know if you're familiar with this, he's been on blood pressure medication like for a long time, like I want to say half his life. So he then decided, you know what, I'm going to lose weight, because he says whenever he lost weight in his movies, it was always for physique, but he was always hungry, he wasn't doing it the right way. Right, he wasn't doing it the right way.
Okay.
Even when he was in Gemini Man or whatever, he wasn't doing it the right way. So he decided to, okay, I need to eat healthy, I need to feed my body what my body needs.
Right.
When that happened, his blood pressure disappeared.
Yes.
So he's like, wait a minute. So was I feeding my blood pressure with the foods I was eating? And I thought that was so profound, because that's exactly what he was doing. He was feeding his blood pressure. And then when you look at people like, and that's why I want African Americans to understand what's going on. We lost brother John Singleton.
Yes.
We're losing Luke Perry. He's Caucasian, but he died of a stroke because they had high blood pressure and they were not taking, I'm not just saying taking medications, because that's just a Band-Aid. Because what happens is you take the Band-Aid and eventually you have liver problems, kidney problems. I had a gentleman on the show and it was so heartbreaking. He was African American and he couldn't find, he needed a kidney. And in our community, no, we ain't giving, ever since I guess it's Tuskegee Airmen, we ain't giving you nothing. We're not donating blood, we're not doing this. So I brought him on the show so people could hear about him, because you don't have to donate the entire kidney anymore. You can do the tissue and it regenerates and stuff. So he was talking about it, and he is the oldest male in his family. I think he's 58.
Okay.
The oldest man in his family is 58 years old. Because everyone has died of coronary or, you know, liver function or kidney function, you know, disease. He said, and I asked him, I said, how did this get so far? He said, because Jackie, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure. I chose not to take my medication. Had I taken my medication, I wouldn't be where I am. And I said to him, maybe if you changed your diet, that would. And I said, I shouldn't have said diet. And I told him, I said, I shouldn't say diet. It should be saying your eating, you know, your eating habits and things like that. So that's what we were talking about. So I just wanted him to know that, and for everyone to know that we need to eat healthier, you know. So
and it's not about being vegan tomorrow.
Right.
It's about getting, as I said, making healthier choices. Even with me, when I converted, it was one thing until I stopped eating chicken, stopped eating turkey, and I stopped eating fish, stopped eating eggs. So it was like one step at a time. We're talking 6 months to a year apart. Wasn't really raised on red meat, and of course didn't eat pork. So it was just like those gradual things that I just stepped into it, and I took my time. And again, you gotta go by what's in your budget, what's in your, more important today, what's in your understanding.
exactly.
Because a lot of times, and that's something that we do with the company that we have, is we teach people how to grocery shop vegan. We teach you how to cook vegan. We teach you how to live vegan. Because a lot of people just don't know. They want to do better. They don't know how. They think, well, it's a special store called for vegans only. No, your local grocery store, from the Kroger, Publix to the Piggly Wiggly, they all have vegan products. And a lot of things we don't know that's vegan. And there's a lot of companies that promote things that won't promote that it's vegan, but it's vegan. For example, Nestle just came out, and this kind of bugged me out because with our company we do cookies. We do cookies, and I'm going down the aisle and I say, oh, I see Nestle, all natural, three ingredients. I'm like, three ingredients, chocolate chips. I said, okay. Look, and they were vegan chocolate chips that they just came out with some months ago, but they wasn't advertising as being vegan. Because vegan in some communities is great, but in other communities it's taboo. Because for example, if I'm the average person walking down the aisle, they see the Nestle symbol and they see the vegan on it, it's like, oh, I ain't buying these. What is it that you're not buying? It's more so out of ignorance, people just don't know. And that's why, like, I'm not a cook, I'm not a baker, but I make cookies. And for example, at the end of next week, I'm doing a cookie, it's called Lunch and Learn. I'm doing a cooking exhibition for a big company in Roswell, and I'm gonna teach them how to make vegan desserts. And when they see like, well, this dude uses brown sugar, wheat flour, you know, just stuff that you use every day, but this is how you make it into a cookie.
And that's what people, it's funny you said that because, listen, first of all, let me tell you what's going on, right? And I'm sure I'm gonna get an email about this later. Y'all saw when he was talking and I was rocking back and forth like he's singing, the music is really good just coming through. Because I found myself doing it because I'm telling you, they pick up on everything. So I just want to say it first. But people don't understand that you can have the same thing that you normally eat. The difference is but having it in a vegan version. The difference is you have to spend time. Like I was in one of the schools, one of the colleges this weekend, and I was speaking, and the students just didn't know. And I tell people, most people know what to do. I provide how to do it. I'm the how. Okay. And people just don't understand that. Like, okay, it's easy, but I've refrained from using the word easy because if that's not your mindset and if you weren't raised or whatever, and it makes it seem like, oh, come on, you're stupid. And that's not what it's meant to, coming out of my mouth, what it's meant. It's just like, it's just 1, 2, 3. You can, make chocolate chip pancakes without the eggs. And at first I would tell people, why are you eating eggs? Do you know it's a chicken's period? And then I realized, Jackie, oh my God, you're just so drastic with it, So I'm like, okay. So, you don't have to do a lot of soy, but then you have Okinawa, they have one of the oldest living people there. Right. And there's a place, I think in California, it's always on Lola Melinda, something like that. They're living past like 90 years old over there in California. Okay. So the good thing is, for me, I want to educate and have especially the African American community to understand, because they're the ones that's almost you got to pull kicking and screaming.
Yes.
Where all the other communities, they're open to that. But in the African American community, I had a gentleman, he suffered a health issue, and I was helping him through because I have my ebook on womenofworthy.net, womenofworthy.net, it's the vegan ebook, and he told me, he's like, I'm not ready to go plant-based or vegan or whatever. I'm like, dude, you just suffered a health crisis. What do you mean?
Right.
Where, he could have had a heart attack. No, he did have one, a semi, but he just wasn't willing to go there. And I'm like, okay, when your stomach looks like you're 9 months or 15 months pregnant, and things like that. So, I'm just, you can only do what you do because people are asking me about my face and my teeth. And I'm like, I'm telling you, it's plant-based. It's not, I've never had it whitened. I've never done all that stuff. It's just for me, the oil pulling and things like that for a kid. So let me ask you a question. If someone's out there and they need to know 3 tips, they want to start, they want to become plant-based vegan, they want to be vegan with your brand, what are 3 things right now if they want to cook something tonight? What advice would you give?
Okay, if you're at home right now and you want to cook something and you want to kind of you want to kickstart yourself into the whole vegan lifestyle, I always say go green. If you go green, you want to write. And again, you have to remember, people, it's not what you're putting in, it's what how it's coming out. And greens typically have a high in fiber, so again, you want to be able to go to the bathroom whenever you eat something. If you're eating something and you're not going to the bathroom, that means you're not eating the right things. What goes in should be coming right back out. But if you go to the bathroom on average once every couple of days, that's a problem.
Heard that, Christopher?
Yeah. you need to go to the bathroom. Like my friends, they tease me all the time because on the average I go between 3 to 5 times a day. They're like, go do number 2 that much. A person eats healthy, because again, my body takes what it needs and it goes. So first thing, go green. Secondly, stay away from the dairy.
Oh, give me, please, please.
From the dairy because dairy builds mucus, and it's just not good for your system. And it's funny, people put milk in, they think eggs is dairy. Eggs is not dairy. Eggs doesn't come from a cow. But if you're gonna do eggs, just eat egg whites before you start making your transition. Egg white isn't as filling. You can take some peanut butter, put it into your egg white, and now you got replace the yolk because the yolk is where all the high cholesterol and that come from. Number 3, water. At the end of the day, drink lots of water. If you stay green, then anything you got in there is green. Any green vegetable, I don't care what it is. If it's a green vegetable, you're good. You're good. And people always ask, here's the number one question I get as a plant-based / vegan. Where do you get your protein?
Oh my God! Look, we're doing a special show on that, but go ahead.
So my question to the person that asks is, where do you get your protein from? Because again, that's the first question I say. Where do you get your protein from? Okay, well, I'm gonna add me a good steak. I said, okay, eat you a good steak. What do cows eat?
Thank you.
Cows are herbivores. They eat grass. So if the cow is your source of protein, and you're eating the cow is eating grass. Why don't cut out the middleman or the middle animal and just eat the grass, eat the green? Some of the world's biggest animals, the elephant, the gorilla, the rhinoceros, these are all herbivores. So again, we gotta take heed. You don't need me, people. I don't knock what people do, but again, if you want to help their existence, I guarantee you put any 50-year-old man beside me and say, let's for competition, be it psychological, be it physical, I guarantee you have nothing wrong, unless you live the exact same lifestyle. I just ran marathon number 8 in December alongside my wife in Rio, Jamaica. I would not encourage anyone to run a marathon in Jamaica because it's 95 degrees. And we didn't know, we just think it's gonna be beautiful in Jamaica.
Should have called me out and told me.
95 degrees in December, I didn't tell her. But we completed it. So again, I get excited. My oldest son is 25. We go to the gym together, and this dude is always, Dad, I'm tired, Pops, I'm tired. Like, dude, I'm twice your age. You should take pride in saying I'm gonna outdo you because you're twice my age. So I take a lot of pride in being healthy. So again, people stick with the greens. You can't get wrong. Stay away from the dairy and drink lots of water. That's just the beginning. And if you're going to continue to eat meats, for example, make sure it's something like chicken or turkey. Definitely get away from the red meat first. Red meat important. Make that your first stop. I can't stop eating bacon. If you are, I'm gonna say the 35 and over, you've had a good run.
Stop.
You have had a good run. You've had 35 years of eating a lot of crap you shouldn't be eating. It's time. Teddy P said it best. I think you better let it go. You don't know who Teddy P is, that means you shouldn't be watching the show because you're too young. I'm just kidding. But
see, now you're getting rid of my audience. See, you bring someone on the show to share ideas and values, and look how they.
I said I was just kidding. JK is the kid saying JK.
Okay.
But again, having that mindset of, wanting to do better. And here's the thing. People say, well, you need to give tips, for example. In today's era, you don't need tips. Just Google it.
Right.
Just Google it. How do I eat healthier? Like people, especially this Generation X and Generation, I think, Z after that.
Yeah.
God, you have access to all the resources you want. Just Google it. My son was at home and he couldn't figure out he ended up locking the stove. He was trying to press start and ended up locking it. And so he's calling me at work, and of course I was ignoring his phone call. He's like, what do you want? Pops, I'm at your house and I ended up locking the stove. What do you want from me? Why do I lock it? I say, when you want to get the new pair of shoes that you want, what do? You go and find it, right? You see the name of the store up there? Just Google it. And by the time I got home, you Google it. Because I'm not going to show you the way, but because you have it right there in front of you.
And you can lead the horse, not calling you people horses, to water, but you can't make them drink it. But I really believe that people are looking for a magic pill.
Absolutely.
That's what I really believe. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to, because I know the other day I'm like, okay, because I'm working on my cleansing and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, because I fell into this whole little thing, and like I said, I'm getting back into, cleansing my system, my liver, my kidney, all the meds that I was on and things like that. And I'm like, oh my God. But then when I look, because I know how I feel, the way I should be feeling, and you know how I feel now. But this is great because this is a story where I can tell people, because before I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't know what you know, whatever. Now I can say, yeah, I know what it's like when you gain weight and rests down to your legs and all that kind of stuff. So I get it. So for me, and you know, just being transparent, so I understand. Before I'm like, no, what you talking about? But then ever since I went down that slippery slope, trust me, believe I'm never gonna go down that slippery slope. But I was just like, let me try. It wasn't peer pressure because I'm a leader, not a follower. And I said, let me just try it. And I did, but then, you know, and it was so funny because in order for me to get back to where I am, I was getting 100 acupuncture every other day from my acupuncturist.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I mean, because we didn't know, because which led to me having fibroids, which mean, you know, almost being anemic and all that kind of stuff, all that stuff happening. So we want people to understand that it's a repercussion. You go through a lot. I mean, it's a negative, I think, outcome doing that and eating like that, because for me, it affected me really, really bad. My other girlfriend, she was vegan and she decided to do it. She's still living up, she's still fine. And I told her, I said, it's gonna come back and bite you one way or another, because it's not necessarily chicken, the fish, and all of that. It's what they're putting in it. And they did a survey, I don't know if you read about this, where they got some fishes and they actually did some testing on the fishes, and the fishes were diabetic. Why? Because people were flushing their medications into the water, and that's what they found within the fishes. So think about this: what you're putting out there in the landfill, we're gonna get that too, because that's what we're eating. You know, so you know, when we grow some of our stuff, I go to the farmers market. I'm in the Cobb area, so I go to those farmers markets. Occasionally go to DeKalb, but the farmers market I go to, they have to get from farmers in Cobb County.
Oh wow!
So that's where I go. But I just, again, like I said, I can't tell people. I can't demand people of what they should do, but I can tell them what they should be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Give them advice.
And a lot of it is just being the example.
Exactly.
Being the example, because people want to look to you. It's like going to your hairstylist and her hair is jacked up. You're like, okay. And going in first, you're a little skeptical. It's like, well, you can give me advice. Want to see a personal trainer without a shape. You're like, well, that's going to be a bit of a problem. So again, we have to be the example. We have to look at them. I know a lot of people go to the gym, but I don't know anyone that loves going to the gym. I know a lot of vegans don't even like, I love being vegan. Like it's a discipline, people.
Right.
It's a freaking discipline.
Yeah, it is.
And, I don't wake up and be like, oh my God, yes. I'm like, again, every day is like, I take it one day at a time. Even though it's been well over 20 years, it's still like, okay, something I have to process, because there are more options out there for me.
Yes.
But when I first became vegan, I was the guy who pulled up in Taco Bell drive. Let me get a taco with just lettuce and tomatoes and onions. And they're like, oh God, seriously? And I pull up and like, you charge me for a taco?
Yes.
Yes. Like, well, because they only had taco, they didn't have, like a vegetarian taco on the menu. So now they have these vegetarian or vegan options.
Right.
And it makes my life, because I was eating a lot of French fries and a lot of salads.
Yes.
Especially when I was visiting other cities. But now, every city I go into, and I'm going more with. I lived in LA for 9 years, and it was amazing because the vegan was everywhere.
Yeah.
No matter where I went. And so.
But LA was healthy anyway.
Yeah, and you see people up because it inspired me. That's why I ran my first marathon. You see people. I look at my there's people running every day, people on bicycles, and something we got to point out is the difference between, for example, 2 restaurants in Atlanta: Soul Vegetarian and Slutty Vegan.
Look, wait a minute. Let me wait a minute. Would y'all come closer? Jacqueline Charles, with the Women Who Worthy Show, is not responsible for the words coming out of his mouth. Okay? Let me say that now. I'm not responsible. Y'all know I love me my soul vegetarian. I am not responsible for the words coming out of his mouth. You want me to do it in Spanish?
Okay, so and what I mean is people think that, you just eat burgers every day and you do French fries and you call yourself, you're vegan. Well, technically you are. What you're doing, you're eating a lot of junk food, eating a lot of stuff that processed, and it's not as good for you. It's better for you than the alternative.
Right.
But people, there are restaurants out there in Atlanta that can serve that other option for you. They can give you greens, mac and cheese, barbecue, cornbread, carrots, and brown rice, things that are healthy for your soul. And then again, if every now and then you want some junk food, that's fine, but you can't become solely dependent on eating vegan junk food because you're gonna have some problems eventually. And again, you want to treat yourself occasionally. I don't have anything against slutty vegans. Shout out to Sister Pinky and what she has going on. But people don't become dependent on, and what we do things for namesake. Like, I've had friends coming down. I want slutty vegan. I'm not going to stay around.
I've not had any.
My cookies were in her restaurant when she first opened it. And I tried to go to Burgers, it's great, but
I'm not disrespecting my thing. I haven't. I just don't want to stand on no line for when.
I can't stand in line for nobody. So if you're in a line, I'll go to another restaurant, go home and cook. I'm just not one of those people that can stand in line to eat. But again, just understanding what that process looks like, difference between vegan junk food and good, home cooking, vegan food. Even getting away from the restaurants, I encourage people to cook at home.
Yeah, I think because you know what the ingredients are going in, because I believe that they said in most ingredients you don't have to put everything that's on the package. From what I've heard, I was talking to someone about that, and I think in order to know what you're eating, you need to learn how to cook. Because I remember back in the day, my grandmother used to always tell my brother, you need to learn how to cook, because if a girl's cooking you crap, and that's not the word she used, you're not going to know it's crap unless you know how to cook it yourself. So I do believe in doing the whole foods, eating your whole foods, learning how to cook, taking cooking classes, courses, coming to you, going to your site, your events, mine, and things like that. I do believe you should learn how to do that, because you're right. Instead of going to the McDonald's now, it's a $1 billion industry when McDonald's and Coca-Cola and everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. But my issue is with those stores is you're cooking your regular red meat on whatever grill, you're also cooking my plant-based stuff on the same grill. So those are the issues that I have. That's why I'm not too fond of things like that. I tell people to go to V Green. That's one of my favorite restaurants in Georgia. V Green, I love them to death. It's a monk. He was a monk, and have you ever gone there? It's phenomenal. I go there, Vida La Loca, I think it's called. Then Jeffrey has a store. He's in, I can't remember, Godfrey. He has a store, I believe it's in Duluth or something, Norcross. He has there's so many people. I'm going to put the list at when we do the editing for the show. Restaurants people can go to, Cafe Sunflower, there's some things like that there, not a lot. Because it's just a lot of places. And, when I go, I do treat myself to their carrot cake, because of this lady in Decatur that she does vegan cakes.
And even now, So Veg has Hebrew Bakes. They have a bakery now.
I went in there.
So they have several. I'm about to talk to them about those small portions they give you in those boxes. That's a whole other story. Like, give me a full slice of cake. But I'm paying $4.
But So Veg, I have to, because I have to say, other than mine, I have to give them their props on their mac and cheese. It's really good. Their greens, their cornbread, hands down. I got to give them. And when I used to go there for breakfast, because what I do is whenever I'm going out, I take someone, like, if we're going to go eat, this is where we're going to go. So Veg or any plant-based restaurants that I mentioned, or if I'm at an event, usually when I go to events and I have to pay for lunch or whatever, their idea is, well, Jackie, we'll just give you salad with cheese. All you got to do is pick out the cheese. No, I can't have that.
Like I'm a grown man.
They don't get it.
And that's why I also enjoy restaurants like Tassili's.
With the raw.
Good option. And Viva La Vegan. That's another place we get vegan junk food. We got Chris over there. Then there's a brother and a father who owns Vegan Delight, the donut place. It's vegan.
I saw that. So have you gone there?
Amazing. They're never open, but they're amazing.
Because when I do drive by, I'm like, I'm on this side of town. For me to go down there, that's a journey. That's a passport.
I would always call first. Again, their hours are very interesting. It's like, y'all must be making a killing somewhere else, because they have great food. But going back to what you were saying, and I don't have an issue with the Burger Kings and the McDonald's and the KFCs who are doing their version, cooking on the same platform. Let me tell you why. If we look back to the first cars that were made with the Fords, and they had to gradually get to where they are now. Just because I enjoy the fact that people have options and that they're hearing about it. So that people now it's sparking the curiosity. So if Burger King said, no, we got a Whopper, but we can put it in the microwave, it's gonna be on the grill with the other meat, at least it's a step forward.
But I think that's good for the people who are transitioning.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. So when I'm saying that, I mean for me, because I'm not transitioning, but for the people who are transitioning, because people think it's hard and how do I do it? Like I had so many questions from some of these youth this weekend. It's so hard. So I did not say don't go here. Try it. You know, the Morning Star burgers and stuff, you know, now I think it's not GMO. At first it was GMO. So my thing is try that. Then eventually start making your own chickpea burger. Because I had can you pass me those chips on the table? I wanted to show them that's made out of chickpeas. Because a lot of people have been sending me products and things like that. And this was something that I did a show on earlier. Got it. Ooh, see, I don't catch like a girl. Like this, right here. Ooh, I'm not insulting you ladies, but this is certified. It's gluten-free, kosher-free, vegan, non-GMO, no nuts, no soy. Sodium is 80 grams and total carbs is 17. And, you know, for some people that have tried this, they told me it tastes like, what's that chip? Cheetos or cheese puffs or whatever the case may be. So, look, I know it. Everything is.
Peas love and get it back. Oh, that's hot.
Because it's made out of chickpeas, chickpeas puffs. So it's like puffs or whatever. So that's what we, you know, so I'm always finding, or people constantly, you know, sending me some information like, hey, can you try this and stuff like that. But, you know, I just hope that everyone, if there any more questions on there? Because I know it's going to be hard on the replay. That's what we get a lot of our replays. So we want people to know, how can they get in touch with you? If a company is out there and they're looking to have you come and speak, to do demos, what is your social media handles?
Yeah, you can find us at 160vegan.com, which is the website. On Instagram, I'm 160vegan, ONESEXY vegan. Facebook, Dr. Tayyip Muhammad, or you go on to 160 vegan. 160 vegan everything. Just go in.
That's his brand.
160 vegan. You'll find out. And
you putting that on there, Chris?
What we did, we decided to go with the catch for because it was 160 vegan, eat healthy, live sexy. But now what we're doing, we're promoting more to eat healthy, live sexy, and then add 160 vegan. Because what people were saying, well, I can't wear that. I'm vegan. I'm like, you wear Nike, but you don't work out. So it's just amazing, another interesting comments you get from people. I was like, you know what? Again, not eat healthy, live sexy. Now people get the concept. That's what it's all about, because it just really helps you become a better person. When you put the proper nutrition in your body responds differently. You sleep better, you function better at work. You interact with your children better. You have energy. Like I have a 2-year-old, and we be having a ball. Like we get it in. And like, Daddy, go outside, Daddy, outside. And we go outside, we're running up the incline outside my house, and he's heading up because he's been vegan since he's been born. And he's the vegan baby. So again, people don't rush into plant-based or vegan lifestyle. Take your time, understand what it is, do your research, and make your decisions one day at a time. And if you fall off the wheel one day, don't kick yourself in the butt. Like, you know what? I had me some, drunk me some milk today, blah, blah. Again, that's fine.
No, it's not fine. I'd rather you eat the chicken and the fish than drink that milk, because the mucus and the inflammation. So please stay away from that milk.
I'm just saying, because sometimes with coffee, people want to put don't kick yourself off the rear. You know, if you have a day you slip, but she's right. You want to definitely stay away from dairy. Dairy is just, it just does nothing for you. But before we get out, I brought you a gift.
Wow, I got a pink one. Okay, all right.
Here's the band that we give people.
Okay.
Eat healthy, live sexy. So.
And guess what? He gave me a gift. We'll give him a gift too. Women are worthy. Yes.
Ready.
Wait.
Bam.
You see? Branding.
You see the pink, right?
That's right. Branding. That's right. Zoom in, Chris. Zoom in.
All right, we're ready.
That's right. Okay, yes.
but yeah, I want people to know, contact me if you have any questions about veganism, about plant-based life. by trade right now. I have a private practice downtown Decatur where I deal primarily with couples or people with relationship issues, and I really enjoy doing that because I'm always telling them when we say they have problems, so how's your diet? You know, that's always part of their treatment is the diet. They have to actually fill out a nutritional intake form for my office when they first.
And it makes sense because, like, it's so funny. Well, I was asked to speak about mental illness and sex trafficking. We talked a bit about sex trafficking. What I chose, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm always going to talk about plant-based lifestyle.
Okay.
Always. I don't care, you know, because my husband's like, okay, go ahead and get the training. We've been married 30 years. You can do it. And I'm like, okay. So when I talk to, you know, couples or particularly women, I just mostly speak with women, and I don't care what anyone says. I think this thinking starts with this thinking eating. Because sometimes certain foods can cloud your brain. You know, sometimes when you're eating certain things, you're like, oh my God, I gotta unbutton my pants, I'm tired, I'm sluggish, and then you get irritable, or you drink, you know, the jittery with the caffeine. So I try to talk to women about, you know, eating healthy and, okay, what's going on in your relationship. And also eating healthy helps with your stamina. You know what I'm talking about, ladies?
Oh yeah, I had a couple come to me a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, I'm sorry, they were in their early 60s. And the wife said, he can't get it up, Doc. That's a problem, because if he don't, I'm gonna have to find somebody that can. And so I was talking to him, he was, you know, talking about his diet. His diet was horrific. I said, do me a favor. I'm not gonna tell you to go vegan, but give me 2 weeks, get you right. Mapped out a plan for him as far as his diet for 2 weeks. And it came back about 3 weeks later, and she was like, I don't know what you did, but that thing is harder than ever.
The blood is flowing, and
exactly.
you know, people don't understand. Need to understand this because
you have to take pills.
It affects everything. You take the pill, you can have a heart attack, or you know, and all that kind of stuff. So, and it was funny because Will Smith mentioned that he would go to the bathroom when he was taking blood pressure medication and just eating junk. He would go to the bathroom like once every 4 days, and it was so funny because his son Jaden said, oh my God, and when you would go to the bathroom, it was so stinky, it was disgusting. It was just crazy. But now, you know, he says he goes to the bathroom on the regular. He didn't say he was on plant-based, but he's eating healthier, and whatever healthy is for him. But he's now going to the bathroom on the regular. And I tell people about alkaline water, coconut water. I told one of my students about coconut water, and I told her which kind to get. So she goes to the store and gets the coconut water that has the sugar and has this. Well, coconut water has its own sugar. You know, because I try to tell people if you're exercising, that's better than drinking water. If you're drinking, especially the fresh coconut water and the jelly, because the electrolytes and all that kind of stuff that it puts back into your body. So I'm not saying not to drink water, but it's better, especially when you're exercising. That's better than drink. Not the can, but if you can get the jelly along with it, you know, raw coconut.
And the key to, especially my ladies who want to lose weight, if you go into the bathroom doing number one a lot, that's how you want to lose weight, because that's when those diuretics come in. Beautiful diuretic, especially in the asparagus. If you eat a lot of asparagus, oh God, it's going to leave your urine smell like But it's such a wonderful diuretic. Start looking into vegetables in the food now. Being a diuretic and flush some of that water. Maybe 70% water. And a lot of times people drink a lot of water. You're not exercising the water. Water can be a cellulite. You realize that. Too much water can work against you more than for you. Because if you're not sweating it out, so you have too much water in the system. And it uses high diuretic to drain some of that water out of you. Or take a natural, go to an herbal store. Like I go to Urban Findings, Brother Jeff over there, you know, get your natural diuretic to flush some of that water out of you. A lot of times people think, well, I need to do number two. Yeah, number two is important, but number one is just as important. If you go on regular, that's how you know you're losing weight.
Because they'll tell something about bentonite clay and, you know, put it on their face and also drinking it and things like that. And they're like, ladies like, oh my God, I must have lost 6 inches from it. You know, she's like, it felt like it's because it takes out the parasites and things like that. So, and also to do cleaning, you know, when you're doing your cleaning, you know, you're cleansing, make sure you're doing your liver, your kidney, you can do overall cleansing, but also make sure you're taking care of the organs one at a time and things like that. But, you know, it was great, you know, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure about you know, because he's been with his mouth, you know. Anyway, so we want to thank everyone for tuning into the Women Are Worthy show. You know, Brother Muhammad, you were a blessing, and I want to thank you because I've learned some things from you as well. And he is bona fide because, you know, you read about them, and when they come on the show, you're like, oh my God, I wish they ain't bona fide. But you are bona fide, and I definitely will refer people to you and things like that. And when we're doing events in the Cobb or wherever we're doing, we'll definitely invite you, see if there's some things that you want to do, or if you want to say hand out some things for you. If you have anything new coming out, let me know, and I'll definitely post it. Like that, because I always believe in cross branding and cross pollinating because we got to do it. So without further ado, we at the Women Are Worthy show. First of all, I want to say today I was watching one of the best memorial services I've ever seen in a long time, and it was Kobe Bryant's, and it was totally phenomenal. So, you know, I want to send my condolences out there to Sister Vanessa because she has to be strong right now, you know, because of her other daughters. We want to thank everyone for tuning into the Women Are Worthy show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on, I can do it without that now, Facebook, it's the Women Are Worthy show. Instagram, it's the Women, W-O-M-E-N, Worthy show. And on YouTube, with the Women Are Worthy Network. So we want to make sure that you follow us. And my personal page is Jacqueline Charles. And because I'm special, it's spelled Jacqueline Charles. And if you need to reach out to me, it's the Women Are Worthy. Oh, check us out on thewomenareworthy.net. That's our website, thewomenareworthy.net. We have our ebook, we have our mugs on the page, and you know, we have our interns, so proceeds of that goes for the interns because they gotta go horseback riding, they gotta do zip line. Look, back in the day, you would take the interns, you know, other places. These get to go zip lining, they get to go horseback riding. I'm giving them this highfalutin lifestyle. But no, without, you know, I could not do this show without my interns. I love my Christopher, I love my Bailey, and I have, you know, the others that are in college that do things behind the scene. Christopher, I got all of that. I just didn't do Snapchat. Okay, so my producer Christopher for the show tonight is just phenomenal. And Chris, where would I be without you? I have no idea. I love you. I really love my interns. So without further ado, guys, have a great weekend, make a great week, and make some money, be prosperous, and remember, never ever let anyone not let your light shine. Let your light shine and eat right and be healthy because we have the sexy vegan over here, okay? Bye, guys.